we're talking about BIDU, and boy, oh boy, I think this thing's in trouble, and we're going to be really breaking down the charts at the highest level possible. Now, when we look at the 4-hour chart, and this is all UTC time, guys, you can see this incredible harmonic pattern that has formed. Now, this has been interesting, and we've got earnings coming up in February on the 26th. But I think that if the earnings are poor, we could see a nice leg down to this $9,500 zone, back to where like this old resistance level was. Now, I wouldn't expect that until maybe midsummer, somewhere in there. And when we look at the 1-hour chart here, what I'm going to do is just get rid of this gigantic harmonic. And you can see that there was this harmonic pattern that came in and really drove the price of BIDU right up into this rising wedge. And really, there was a bullish Gartley that did hit towards the end of it, which is kind of stripping the price down. And I do think that we could see this price continue to maybe float within this channel here down to February 5th. Now, with price action, or with the earnings scheduled on the 26th, I'm kind of thinking one of two things. Either this is going to turn into some sort of rise or falling wedge or something like that going into earnings, or we're simply going to see this thing run through a channel down to earnings. Or I have another theory where we're going to see BIDU maybe make another bid for a double top short term. So we could see this price kind of wiggle its way down here, maybe reverse, maybe do some sort of symmetrical triangle squeeze or something like that. And then we could see this would be the start of the next leg, which would be when bullish or bearish momentum starts to build. Now, we'll need to really pay attention to BIDU a little bit closer towards this date, next Thursday, the 5th, because we don't know what price action's doing. And we need to wait for this setup to really come to our favor, and we need to control the trade as much as possible. Sometimes the best trade is waiting, guys. I say that all the time. But yeah, with that said, I do think that this is a possibility, and we might see that momentum. Let's just say the price floats down here, maybe reverses. Maybe we'll see something like this occur. You know, this could be the bearish momentum coming inbound. But it's all hinging on that February 26th date, and we really need a little bit more time. So for the time being, going into the next week, if this thing's trading around $150, around this endpoint here on September 5th, I think that I might start looking at Friday and Monday the next week to see if we've got any positive momentum going. And by that time, we should have a few more readings from chartforecaster.com, which places these things 9 days in advance. And you can see how lethal this is, predicting all these volatility spikes and breakouts, reversals here, peak bullish bearish momentum that starts building, more volatility, more peak momentum areas. So it's a very useful tool when it comes to people that like to trade patterns and things like that, because we kind of have an idea of when things might execute, especially if you're seeing a harmonic pattern or a rising wedge or falling wedge or ascending triangle form on the charts. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll cover this one again next week, probably later, so subscribe so you don't miss out. Peace.